Hi class, today we are going to be working on a worksheet that is not in your book but goes along with Lesson D in your student book. We're learning about the multiple intelligences, and this is an opportunity for us to practice what we know already and also to be able to read a little article and discuss it a little bit. So what I'd like you to do is get a piece of paper and a pencil, and you can put this on pause while you go do that. Okay, does everybody have their pen and paper? Now what I would like you to do is to write numbers 1 through 8 on your piece of paper. And we're going to take a little quiz. I'm going to see if you guys know the answers to these questions. In section A of this worksheet, this is a question, it's a matching opportunity where over here we have the words, and over here we have the definitions. So let's do the first one together. Number 1 is verbal. Verbal. And so what you do is you go over here and you look at all the options, and option C, good with words. So on your piece of paper next to the number 1, write C. Good with words. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to say the words, and then you guys can put it on pause and do the actual test. But we'll just practice saying them. Logical, logical, musical, musical, visual, visual. Number 5, kinesthetic, kinesthetic, interpersonal, interpersonal, intrapersonal, intrapersonal, naturalist, naturalist. So go ahead and find the definitions for each one and then put it on pause, and when you're ready we will discuss the answers. Okay, now it's time to go over the actual answers. As we said, number 1, verbal, is C, good with words. Number 2, logical, the answer is E, good at solving problems, E. Number 3, the musical, the answer is H, gifted in singing or playing an instrument, musical. Number 4, the answer for visual is A, good at seeing or drawing pictures, A. Number 5, kinesthetic, the answer is F, likes to move around, kinesthetic, likes to move around. Number 6, interpersonal, this one was hard for me. Usually when you talk about interpersonal, you're talking about someone who is social. And in this case, it means that you are good at communicating. And obviously, if you are social and can talk to people, then you are good at talking to people or communicating. So the answer is B. Number 7, intrapersonal, the answer is D, understands their own feelings. And number 8, naturalist, the answer is G, skillful with plants and animals. So hopefully you guys did really well with this because you've done this before, but if you haven't and you need to take the test again, it's fine. No one will know, so feel free to practice this as much as you'd like. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move to section B and C of the worksheet. Section B asks you to read the title of the article and the headings in bold. What is this article about? And what it's referring to is this writing down here. This is called an article. And the titles of the article is, what types of intelligence do you have? And the other sections that are in bold, which means the darker type, at school, at work, at home, in your free time. So what is this article about? Is it A, what you do at home, B, what you're good at and enjoy, or C, what your job is. Because the words down here in bold say at school, at work, at home, and in your free time, that's more than just at home. So answer A is not correct. The answer is B, what you are good at and what you enjoy. Okay? So that's what the article's about. Now let's read the article. I'm going to read it out loud to you just so you get a chance to hear English pronounced correctly. What types of intelligence do you have? The theory of multiple intelligences says that all of us have a variety of different types of intelligence. How do we find out what they are? Think about different aspects of your life: school, work, home, and free time. Try to identify the things you are good at and enjoy most. At school, do you like to read and write and talk about your opinions? Or 2, do you prefer to work with other students and discuss things in groups? At work, do you like figuring out how things work and solving problems? Or 4, do you like creating new images and designs? At home, do you like listening to CDs while you cook or clean? Or do you prefer to spend time alone quietly thinking about your feelings? In your free time, do you enjoy taking care of pets or looking after your garden? Or are you good at sports or dancing? Okay, now see down here where there are 8 blanks. Again, I'd like you to number on your piece of paper, write the numbers 1 through 8, and leave room to be able to write one word with each one. Okay, once you have done that, let's press pause while you number 1 to 8. Once you have done that, then go back into the text and you see how each of these numbers, okay, each of these sentences have numbers. And what you need to do is you need to identify what type of intelligence it's referring to. So, do you like to read and write and talk about your opinions? Number 1, that means that you are verbal. Number 2, do you prefer to work with other students and discuss things in groups? What is that multiple intelligence called? You can write it next to number 2 on your piece of paper. Number 3, do you like figuring out how things work and solving problems? So down here at number 3 or on your piece of paper, write what kind of intelligence that is. And work all the way through 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we'll go through our answers. Okay, let's go over the answers now. Number 1 is, do you like to read and write and talk about your opinions? Then you are verbal. Number 2, do you prefer to work with other students and discuss things in groups? Then the answer for number 2 is interpersonal. Okay. Number 3, do you like figuring out how things work and solving problems? The answer to number 3 is logical. Logical. Number 4, do you like creating new images and designs? If you do, then you are visual. Visual. Number 5, do you like listening to CDs while you cook or clean? If you do, you are musical. And remember, just because you like it doesn't mean you have to be able to do it. Okay, so like I love music, but I'm not a particularly good musician, but I love listening to music, and so that makes me musical. Number 6, do you prefer to spend time alone quietly thinking about your feelings? If you do, then you are intrapersonal. Intra, T-R-A, personal. Number 7, do you enjoy taking care of pets or looking after your garden? If you do, you are a naturalist. Naturalist. Number 8, are you good at sports or dancing? If you are either of the things and you like to use your body, then you are kinesthetic. Kinesthetic. So I hope you enjoyed this worksheet. I know sometimes it helps to have somebody talk you through it, but feel free to press pause at any time and rewind it and try it again if you can't get it the first time. If I'm speaking too quickly, tell me in class and I'll fix it for next time. Have a good night.